In this video, I'm going to be demonstrating how to do the wobble exercise. Now, the purpose of the wobble exercise is to be able to loosen up the spine, so to speak, to be able to stretch the muscles and the ligaments and the tendons and the joint capsules. Also, another purpose of this exercise is to pull fluid into the discs, which are the little rubbery pads that separate all of your vertebra. In order for those rubbery pads to stay healthy, they need movement. The spine has to move, and that's the only way to pull fluid and nutrients into those discs. So this exercise, along with the cervical traction, which is what's on the back of the wall, this exercise is one of your spinal hygiene exercises, meaning that you can do this exercise forever and it will always be beneficial for the overall health of your spine, not just for the corrective care that we're doing here in the office. So when we're doing this exercise, there's three different ranges of motion. Well, first I'd like to say, what is the purpose of the disc? So people have asked me, what does this do? Can't I do the movements without this? And the answer is yes, that you can, for the most part, do the movements without this. So if you're ever, traveling or you've gone to someone's house and you don't have your disc, you can still do these exercises. The best way, I would say, is sitting on a soft bed or a couch to do the exercises. Now, the purpose and the benefit of using this disc is that it helps to loosen up the pelvis as well. And you'll see what I mean by that in just a second. So there's three different motions that we're going to do with the disc. We're going to be going front and back, we're going to be going side to side, and we're going to be rotating. And those are all of the motions that your spine has. So we want to go through all of the ranges of motion. Now, if there's ever one of the motions that are uncomfortable or painful, just do it, try to still do it, just do it less. Don't go quite as far in that range of motion. It shouldn't be painful. A little discomfort's okay, but it shouldn't be painful. So when we're going front to back, what we want to do is first we're going to take, if I'm sitting upright, I'm going to bend everything forward. So if you look, I'm rocking my pelvis backwards. And again, that's much easier to do that when I'm sitting on something like this disc. So it helps get the pelvis. So I'm going to rock my pelvis backwards. I'm going to bend my trunk forward, my shoulders and my chin. And then I'm going to do the opposite, pelvis forward, belly out, shoulders back, head back. And the speed is just a nice fluid motion. You're not going fast, you're not pausing. So and doing that for the prescribed amount of times that I've had you do it. Next, we're going to go side to side. Again, this disc is going to help get the pelvis involved. You'll see the first thing I do when I go side to side is I shift my pelvis. So I'm shifting the pelvis. Can't do this if you don't have the disc, or you can't do it as well, I should say. So shifting the pelvis, then I'm going to bring my shoulder down to my pelvis on the high side of the pelvis. So I'm curling everything together on this side. Pelvis, shoulder down, ear to my shoulder. And then I'm going to go opposite direction. And again, nice, smooth, consistent motion. After that, I'm going to do rotation. So rotation, this one, really not using the pelvis and the disc. We're just moving the spine on this one. So I'm going to turn. I like to put my arms like this, but you can put them however you're comfortable. But I'm going to turn my trunk, my shoulders, and my head all to one side. So this is an entire spine warm-up. So everything to one side, then everything to the other. And those are the wobble exercises. Now, I will say that if you experience any dizziness while doing this by getting your head involved, first, that's a sign that there's a problem and we need to address that. But just don't use the head. So if you get any dizziness, just move the spine and don't move the head when you're doing the exercises. Now, we're not loosening up the neck when we're doing this, but I would rather you not get dizzy, and we'll work on addressing the underlying issue that's causing the dizziness. If you have any questions for me, please don't hesitate to ask.